Hey everyone, my name is Simpsy, how you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 Road to 56 mod here today on the channel. We're back with episode 4 of my French Empire series, playing as Napoleon V. In today's episode, we're going to be kicking things off with Italy surprisingly attacking the African Republic down in the Horn in Africa. We're at a stage in the campaign where we're trying to find a way into the Allies, and why are all these factions joining them? Just because of this little war. Because the world tension's at 100, I guess. And we've been asked to join because of this war. Interesting. Okay. So, it looks like now the entirety of North, South, man, even Africa, most of Europe, is now a part of the Allies. Because we've faction topped quite a bit in this series. It's 1941. And all that sort of remains now is the Japanese-Ruski alliance in the Far East, which I guess we'll make plans and preparations to go with. The way the series has gone, unfortunately, we've been the only monarchy faction pretty much in the game, and we've helped the Allies cement democracy throughout most of the North and South, even though Brazil and the States are ruled by fascist authoritarian regimes. Russia is currently democratic with the Japanese backing, which is interesting. We have most of Africa, Sardinia and Corsica. We did have a lot of factions under our control, under our direct puppets. That being the Italians, which left. We also helped out in the American Civil War. In the second one, we managed to obtain the US state of Oregon and Washington under fully French occupation, which is pretty good. And now we're at a stage where it looks like we're gonna be going to war on the Eastern Front soon, you would suppose. As, yeah, for some reason the Japanese have Japanese shogunate territory in, what is that, Hungary, Romania to some extent. And now we're being called on in. Strange how this series has ended up. Oh, and now they've capitulated. The Afar Republic. It's like short for African Republic. It was a part of the Ethiopian campaign, I suppose. But it looks like, yeah, the Japanese Russia. That the Kremlin is under the control and Duma of the Japanese shogunate. That's so weird. Have you guys seen that before? I certainly haven't. Anyway, we're slowly but surely moving our French forces from North America after we installed the military dictatorship of Douglas MacArthur. And it looks like now the Allies are dealing with what seems to be hundreds of Japanese divisions in Hungary/Romania. Crazy, crazy scenes here. We're moving to the Polish border now to help on out, and we'll try and allow French forces to march into Moscow for the second time in the last couple centuries. Napoleon Bonaparte is back. Strange campaign. First time ever playing as a French monarchy run. And it's done quite well. Crushing the Italians and Germans pretty early on. We nearly might be worth flipping back, maybe? I don't know. Like, I think it's kind of hard. The thing is, like, you can try and take all of, like, the French Empire's historic territory, let's say. But it's also got to do with RNG, depending on who sort of holds that territory or lays claim to it in the end. Alright, we can upgrade our small arms here. Oh, yes, we're currently constructing German tanks as well. What's going on down here? Okay. Just curious, because we've got to watch out for Japan's Pacific threat. But I suppose there must be some sympathy with Churchill, allowing the French monarchy to come back and rule. As Lizzo, Queen Elizabeth, is the current monarchy. Oh, wait. Oh, that's where they are. Yes, I forgot about this. We control the entirety of the US's Navy. They're currently just hanging out here in Tripoli. Nice. Yeah, look at this. And we've got the Italian, we've got parts of the, yeah. So we've got a united, oh my god, that's crazy. We've got a huge armada of US, Italian, and French naval units. That's cool as. Looks like the... Wait, we've been kicked out of the Wait, what? I thought we were in. Did they just kick us out? I'm pretty sure the military runs the US at the moment. Winston, what are you doing that for? Yeah, we'll sign all these non-aggression pacts. Jeez. Yeah, Germany was meant to be a neutral state. Yeah, the Silver Legion is in charge. That doesn't sound very democratic. Oh no, they've changed their name to the Russian Dominion now. Interesting. Maybe the Japanese are out of it? This is a wild and wacky campaign, to say the least. But so far, we're winning. We're expanding France's influence and territory. But the thing is, like, the longer this campaign goes, it's actually harder for us to sort of... Like, the thing is, we had Italy under our thumb. We had Brazil in our faction as well. And the US at one point. But the longer this campaign goes, because there's so many democracies around, we're probably going to destabilize as a monarchy faction, because everyone's democratic in this run. Yeah, we had Yugoslavia as well, because we had to disband the French Empire as a faction. Okay, so I guess we make sure we go through and sign all these non-aggression pacts with the various countries and nations that make up the Allies, so that we're going to nullify any war that breaks out. It's annoying if different countries lay claim to different tiles here and there, because we're going to have to negotiate with each individual faction separately. Rather annoying. Oh, now they want us back in. So strange. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, would you look at that? We're back in. Silly, silly, silly. But so far, Allied forces, German, Italian, French and British and American, fight Japanese and Ruski forces on the border here. Who would have thought? Right, we need to deal with the Navy as well. Let's move them to the Black Sea to operate. Oh, wait, is Turkey in the Allies? We might not be able to make our way through. I think they are. Yeah, they're fighting, so they are. Interesting. Also, it seems like they managed to, like, unite all those former USSR factions as well. British forces have landed in Crimea. Not for the first time. That's huge. And we've got some forces near Mykolaiv. What do we want to go with here? We're at the stage of the campaign where these minor buffs don't really make that much of a difference. Seems to be a little bit of stalemate here on the Eastern Front, as we're starting to move into Ukrainian / Russian territory just east of Poland, near Chernihiv. and Kiev. Alright, let's move more units that have been freshly recruited and equipped in Paris. I had to move all my navy from my air force that was operating in Panama, overseeing the canal. That was another piece of territory we managed to get from the United States. Yeah, believe it or not, they were willing to give up 3 states. The Union was. Wait, Karelia's on their side. Interesting. They might give them their own autonomy. Oh, they're also fighting on the Finnish border as well. Interesting. Ugh. It's not good for them. Okay. So there are some small naval invasions there. But nothing too crazy. And we seem to be pushing a little bit better. How are we going down here? That's alright. Yeah, the Japanese forces set up a really large and huge forward operating base in Romania. And some of these divisions are just being held out slightly, so let's just try and get them over. We don't really have the manpower. Just because we've lost so much. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Because, for example, just then we got a news event saying that Peru left the Allied forces. But then we get a news event that they instantly join. Strange. Alright, so we're winning the air battle in Ukraine. And we want to try and get air supremacy back in Belarus. The British and the Brazilians. Hilarious. Oh, we just got kicked out again, man. Oh, that's infuriating. Why? I know we're not the same faction, but jeez. Sorry, not the same faction. We're not in the same faction now. The bloody same political ideology, man. Winston, can we come out of the doghouse, please? Once again, have to renegotiate. Yeah, it must be a bug. Or it might be a feature, who knows? No, I think it's just a bit crazy. You shouldn't, like, if you're democratic as the Allies faction leader, you shouldn't be allowed to have other factions with different ideologies, really. Like, we're non-aligned, and then, like, the Silver Legioners in the Allies, then Brazil are like, whatever they are. You see, like, we're authoritarian, technically. Non-aligned. Yeah. I don't know, this is a Napoleon Bonaparte series, but, like, nearly. At this stage in the campaign. Oh, now we're back in. Don't worry. Hopefully this isn't, like, affecting our war score too bad. I wouldn't assume so. What was the point I was trying to make? Oh, yeah, it'd actually nearly be advantageous to bring back democracy as Bonapartist monarchical rule doesn't seem to be working. It was always a hard sell to the French. Alright. We're only a tile away from Kiev and Minsk as well. Taking some decent territory. They're actually independent, both of them, at some stage. Oh, look at this. The Japanese, I think I was called it, the Japanese alliance. Wait. The Qing Empire is now back, interesting, in Manchukuo. They're actually being quite successful in eastern Turkey. Look at this. And it looks like a little bit of back and forth here, but the British hold Sevastopol and the Kerch Bridge. And they also look like they've taken Kherson. An invitation here. Oh, okay. So we've got to side with either the Turks or the Greeks. Turkey's in the Allies, while the Greeks are not. The Herculean Convention. This would destabilize the Mediterranean. I don't know if we can afford that. Could you imagine them? Oh, we actually, like, that's really quite close to us. We obviously hold the island of Sicily, and we currently have our navy sitting there, so we'd have to move our navy if we had to. Alright, April 1942. Getting more supplies from the Americans now. Look at that, the entirety of North America is in the Allies. Here is obviously Napoleon Bonaparte's, I like to say, holiday home. The state of Oregon and Washington. Seceded from the Union. Typical. On brand. Okay. I would say we're winning, but... Oh, wait, Finland is... Oh, maybe not. Oh, my. It's because they gave Karelia their independence. Oh, no. We're losing up here. I haven't put any forces up here. The Japanese shogunate has stormed the Helsinki parliament. What? That's kind of cool. Karelia has been given their independence. Yeah. We're getting all these notifications for draft dodging because our manpower is so low and is just getting absolutely decimated, shredded on the Eastern Front. We seem to be pushing there in the center there a bit more. Being at war with Karelia and their capital of Murmansk is probably not a bad idea. Although the USSR dissolved in this series, with the help of the Japanese for so long holding, they've actually sort of stabilized quite a bit. Like, from the perspective of a united USSR attacking them in 1942, can be a little bit tricky, but we do have united allies. It's a grind, but I think we should be doing better than what we're doing. Like, come on. Italians, French, Germany, which has been carved up a bit to be fair, the British, and the US, that should be more than enough. The Turks are only a few tiles away from Rostov. Interesting. As Krasnodar has fallen. If we can make their way towards the capital, that's going to capitulate them. It's going to be tough going all the way east, though. If you can take, like, 9 times out of 10, everything west of the Ural Mountains, you can seem to capitulate them quicker. Oh, no, they've just turned grey again. I've just paused here, because I'm just redoing my front lines. Have we been kicked again? For a third time? Oh, God. The Japanese are doing well here. This could, cost us. Because currently, the independence of the Netherlands, thereby... Yeah, we have been kicked out. The Dutch East Indies secures the rubber access for the Allies. Because even that can complicate things. Like, that can really switch the balance of power for factions, depending who owns the Netherlands, and thereby the Dutch East Indies. Now, the Japanese are going to take it, which is not good. That will severely increase their plane production. We have a little bit of our own rubber, but we've sort of gone away from... We're not really producing fighter jets because we don't really need them. We've already managed to conquer so many countries and steal theirs. Same with the Navy. The Japanese lost 1.6 million in this war. The Italian... Oh my god, it's ballooned to 7 million now. We've nearly lost 1 million. Oh my god. I didn't even notice that. We need to rapidly get this going. Like, we've got so many ships, the planes just like sitting on US aircraft carriers. Let's move them. Oh, here we go. What's happening here in Greece? Okay, so the Hellenic nationalists against the Democrats in the north. Okay. The Greek Civil War's now kicked off. I'm sure Churchill is furious, to say the least. The Greek Civil War is a really interesting tidbit in World War II. I watched a documentary recently on it. I just didn't know. As an Australian, you don't really know much about the inner workings of Greece. Oh, now they've joined the Allies. Interesting. There was just like heaps of factions. The nationalists, the socialists. The Battle of Athens was kind of mental. People running around. I'd recommend watching it on YouTube. Oh, so they won in the end. Oh, nice. Greece is now firmly a part of the Allies. And now our manpower has gone to 0, so our fighting capacity has been absolutely shot. I need to increase that. Should I move my forces away? Because they're not really advancing. Potentially, if the Allies aren't fighting effectively, they could be considered a hindrance on them. And their push for the Ruski capital. Is there anything that gives me manpower here? We might actually need to flip to democratic, I don't know. I'm thinking about it, even though I don't know, I feel like we had some bonuses early on, but the way the world is now flipped and changed in this series, let's face it, we're living in a democratic world, so we have to be either communist or fascist to actually go even further. Like, I think just manpower, we've just ran out of it. Because we've just had so many wars. I'm not using any mods as well. Czechoslovakia lives here. Wait, but they're there? What? What was I going to say? Oh, we've had so many wars and we're only using the Road to 56 mod, so we're actually not coring any of this territory. The UK is at war with Iraq. What? Just pushing on the Eastern Front with Churchill. Right, boys, time for Operation Freedom, 1942 edition. Okay. Actual throwing at this point. Oh, great. We're back in for the 4th time. Hearts of Iron 4 in a nutshell. Can be brilliant, but absolutely wild at times. They seem to be holding us quite well here in northern Kiev. We've still got a bunch of draft dodging as well. But overall, first time attempting a monarchy run as France. I think it's been successful, to say the least. Definitely not a failure. And Iraq has capitulated. Great. I guess we just let... Wait, we've got... Oh, yeah, right. We own Syria. Oh, duh. I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, they're technically a colony of a... Oh, God. Oh, my God. As if Finland is controlled by the Japanese. It's so weird. It's like I just never thought of that would happen in a game. I don't think I've ever seen the Japanese occupy the entirety of Finland and make it that like cream color as well. Okay. December 1942. Oh, this is going to take a while. Because we're out of manpower. And I don't know how we're going to get it unless we flip. We don't have any... I'm not running any mods to core the territory. Because the thing is... We probably would have more manpower if we were running a mod that could core the territory of, like... Sicily. Technically... The entire state of Washington and Oregon. Just conscript them into the French army. Alright, boys. You're off to Moscow. Say, what? That's what you get for living in Washington State or Oregon. I don't know. Alright, I need to get these rifles going. Alright. Well, unfortunately, got to wrap things up here today for episode 4. Stay tuned for episode 5 coming out soon. Where hopefully this stalemate on the Eastern Front doesn't last too much longer. Oh, the Allies have thrown the Japanese back here in the South Pacific. Interesting. But yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpsy, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.